Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the show tonight. Guess what? The NFL is back. So we saying welcome back to the NFL while we're saying a goodbye to a couple of legends. Y'all ready? We ready. This is All Sports Matter. Let's go.
Shine through.
Welcome to the All Sports Matter podcast show. I am your host, JB, and with me, as always, I have my brothers. Let's welcome them in. We give it up for Amir and Mr. Two Belts. We bringing them in. Say what's up, fellas.
What's going on?
What it do?
Now, as y'all can see, we missing one of our brothers tonight, but we did bring in a ringer. We brought in some special help for us tonight. Everybody give it up. He's gonna be representing tonight for the AFC West, the Las Vegas Raiders, and hopefully he ain't out there driving 1,000,000 miles an hour. Give it up for Mr. Dustin Demarius Diamante Davis. Give it up for Quad D.
Quad D.
Mr. Davis, what's going on? Welcome to the show.
What's good? What's up, fellas?
So let's jump right into this. Football is back officially because we know we had the preseason, but that ain't count. Football is back. We saw what happened last night. Rams, Bills. What is the take? What's the hot take today?
Are the Rams already done? All reports are coming out. We get it. This week one is all about overreactions.
Yeah,
that's obvious. Week one is always about overreaction. Let a starting quarterback struggle. Let Tannehill struggle tomorrow. They want to bring in Malik Willis. Let Trey Lance struggle. Oh, where's Jimmy G? Week one is always about overreactions. But is it an overreaction though, the way the offense played last night? This is more about bad Rams than good Bills,
right?
In my opinion.
Right.
I think the Bills are good. But last night was more about bad Rams. The offensive line was atrocious. Matthew Stafford obviously had no time to throw, and he wasn't looking at anybody but Cooper Kupp. Outside of that, and Cam Akers put up a goose egg with me, so I'm kind of upset about that as well.
I love it.
There's nothing else I can say that can help the Rams.
Where was Cam Akers? Why was he quiet last night?
I love it. No, I think it's definitely an overreaction. I mean, it's one game, and most of the starters didn't play any of the preseason. So, I mean, it's all about shaking off. The thing that concerned me about that Rams team, though, is that offensive line looked suspect as all what. I mean, 7 sacks. I mean, Stafford. It seemed like there was somebody in his face every time he dropped back.
Stafford was running for his life.
The Bills dictated them having to attempt to throw the ball, and they couldn't throw it because, like you said, Stafford was running for his life. What is up with Cam Akers though? Because Henderson had 13 carries to his 3,
right?
5 catches to Cam Akers 0.
So is he
hurt? I don't know. For me. And I told you guys this, what I'm saying? Like, I expected the Bills to win the game. Did I expect it to be that lopsided? No. But, I mean, it's week one, people. Let's calm down. It's week one.
What's your take, Quad D.
I think the Rams are still in preseason. I don't think they realize the regular season started. But I also think that Von Miller's a big key loss for them and a big key game for the Bills because he definitely made a difference on that defensive line.
He definitely did. He came through like old wrecking ball, and Matt Stafford saw and felt every bit of him. He was running for his life. Now the question is gonna come up, and people are gonna start asking, do the Rams are they suffering from the dreaded Super Bowl hangover?
Again, for me, it's one game.
Yeah. No, I'm right there with you.
No. I'm not saying that to you. I'm just saying, period. Like, let's not judge them off this one game is what I'm getting.
Yeah, no, I got you. And being a 49er fan and, being a hated Rams, a Rams hater, I would see people be quick to say, oh, they have a Super Bowl hangover. They ain't about to do nothing. I'm not about to judge them just yet because we saw what happened. Was it last year? They started off kind of shaky and then they pulled together at the end and just started running through people. So I'm not about to jump to that conclusion just yet. The season's still early and I'm waiting to see what happened.
There's a couple of things more than a couple of things that hurt the Rams. We said it, we was talking before. They lost Von Miller. No Odell. No Andrew Whitworth in the offensive line.
Yeah,
what I'm saying? All pro. Granted, he was 40, but still all pro.
Right.
They've lost big names. No Van Jefferson, granted, he would have got thrown to anyway. Allen Robinson was nowhere near the equation. The Rams have to address that offensive line. So that is not an overreaction in that aspect to me. Because to quote Gary Tito Toilette, they were playing at the St. Louis Rams from back in the day who ain't winning nothing. And they got to address that to become the Super Bowl champions that we saw last year. Obviously, they're not going to be last year's team. They're not. Last year, they rented a bunch of players that got them there, and they won. Cool. The only issue is, can they sustain enough to win the division or make the playoffs? The NFC is a little bit weaker as far as the teams, because as we're going to talk about later, the AFC is stacked. You know what I'm saying? And that's exactly why we're going to talk about the AFC West. So they can start off, like you said, Jimmy, they struggled early last year and they got it together. So, no, it's not an overreaction. The season's not over. McVay is a good coach. Stafford is a good quarterback. They'll figure it out. But they have to move the ball other than Cooper Kupp.
And I think you hit the nail on the head when you said when you named Andrew Whitworth. To me, out of the three names you named, that's the biggest loss to me. Because I have no doubt that they'll be able to, replicate, not so match, saying exactly what Odell did. And, Von Miller, that was a big loss too. But, I mean, you still got Aaron Donald wreaking havoc on that defensive line. For me, them losing Andrew Whitworth was huge.
Did Bobby Wagner even play?
I was just about to ask you that. He did play in what you call it, scored the touchdown over him.
Josh
Allen. Josh Allen jumped over for the touchdown.
Yeah, but I mean, did you see where he hit him at? Like, there was nothing Wagner could do by the time he got there.
Right.
He wasn't going to drive. Josh Allen's a big boy. He wasn't going to drive Josh Allen back from that angle. Like, Wagner played. I mean, it's the first game, man. Like, I'm not going to judge them off this one game.
And I was actually just about to ask, where was Wagner, in the whole, spill of the things, because, everybody said, yeah, they lost Von Miller, but they got Bobby Wagner, so it should be like, it should kind of even out. And like you said, this is his first game. It's game one. Manny said it, they lost to the team that was heavily favored to win the Super Bowl. So, we'll see what's going on. And Wagner did have a sack. So
before we move on, speaking of MIA, where was Jalen Ramsey at?
Coach was out there.
The best.
That's a perfect segue.
The
Coach
best
was out there.
The
Toast
best
was out there.
Oh yeah, Ghost. the
Toast.
best
Josh Allen had a perfect passer rating when
the best cover
targeting
corner.
Jalen Ramsey.
That's what they call him. That's what he called himself, the best cover corner. But every time he get dusted, he looked. Well, where was the help? Where was my over the top help? Y'all wasn't in the zone, sir.
I don't know.
You're the only person that thought y'all was in the zone. If you the only person that
you better get the same energy you gave Eli Apple to Jalen Ramsey.
Right?
Who, me?
Yes.
No, that's Jim that was giving Eli Apple the business.
Because Eli Apple is trash and everybody know that.
I agree, but I'm saying I wasn't the one that was on his butt though. That was
right.
You that was
right. And I'm giving Jalen Ramsey that same energy.
And you are. No, and I'm not saying you're not. I'm just saying it wasn't me that was on Eli Apple like that.
Right. Yeah.
I know I was.
You out there talking about we supposed to be in zone. You the only person on defense playing zone. So which one is it, sir? Y'all was supposed to be in the zone, or did you just blow your assignment and get dusted? And I hate when cornerbacks do that, where the quarterback might overthrow a player or throw it behind them and it hit them in the hands, but they still miss it. But the cornerback sitting there acting like they did something and stopped the play. You did nothing, sir. Go sit down. I digress.
Man, hey, can we all agree that Cooper Kupp is definitely different?
Let me tell you something. Cooper Kupp.
That guy is definitely different. Like, oh my God,
that toe tap, that triple toe tap.
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about.
We'll call it the triple toe tap. That boy.
That was a smooth catch.
All right.
When he threw it, I was like, "There's no way he can't." Oh my God, he got 3 feet in. I was like, he didn't get 1 foot. He got three.
Three of them things. It sounds like the mailman is outside of my house right now. So let's go ahead and move on to another
special
area.
package coming in.
Special package. Oh, they stopped. There might be something special. We go see what's happening. Let's move on. It's the end of an era. Serena Williams, the GOAT. She went ahead and bowed her head into retirement after she lost in the third round in the U.S. Opens. I can't even ask a question because I know what the answer is. So just tell me your thoughts.
Go. I mean,
I'm gonna transcend. I'm gonna get out of tennis just for a second when we talking about the greatest female athlete of all time. Is and there's we talk about the best of the best, the Lisa Leslie's, the Lolo Jones, the Jack Joyner Kersey's. You know what I'm saying? We're talking top-notch athletes. But
Serena,
I believe Serena's the best female athlete of all time.
Serena can go down as the best athlete, period, male or female, of all time. Like, she was that good. Like, she's that good. You know what I mean? Like, I agree with you, Amir. She's definitely the best female athlete of all time. And I mean, you can argue that she's one of the best athletes, male or female, of all time.
Right.
So, of course, she second most major wins of all time. I believe 24, 25, something like that. Yeah. Most active, but she fell one short.
Right.
Of time, which is not bad at all, obviously, But I bring that up because Margaret Court got upset and she felt disrespected. And in a sense, and we're going to bring Didi back in here.
All right, I'm back.
Bring our boy back in here. And she felt disrespected in the sense of how
you had to get together.
She was being discussed. If you notice, DD had to do a wardrobe change just to get on the show.
We had to
need to add a fifth D. Diva. So all
we had to send him to hair and makeup.
I mean, I can't let this man that's been talking all this trash sit here with his 49ers crap on, and I'm not gonna do the same. I'm not gonna do the same thing,
I tell you. What your thoughts on Serena?
Serena it's amazing though the difference between her and her sister. Like, she just took off and left her sister in the dirt, and then every other athlete along with it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you ain't never gonna see another tennis player like that. May not see another athlete.
And it's crazy. It's crazy because she only got on because they wanted her sister.
Right. 185 straight weeks at number one.
Hang on. I got to go to the door.
Wow, 185 straight weeks at number one.
That's dominance.
It's definitely something. I'm pretty sure we'll see somebody nip that at the butt. You know what I'm saying? But while he's gone, we had another retirement. We're gonna try to put both of them together. We had Sue Bird. Sue Bird just put in her retirement. Where do you guys rank Sue Bird as far as the WNBA or the female athlete? Period.
Best female point guard of all time, definitely, in my opinion. One of the best basketball players, period. Multiple gold medals, multiple WNBA championships. I mean, she's a legend, man.
Four each. Four NBA WNBA titles, 4 gold medals,
and 2
all-time
national championships, right?
I believe so. Also, the number 1 all-time highest assist leader in the WNBA. So just to prove where she's at as far as athletes, and we're eventually gonna get away from saying female athletes, male athletes, because these female athletes are catching up. Some has surpassed men, obviously. You know what I'm saying? And if we were to put a male athlete, I say she's like the Chris Paul, but she's won championship. Chris Paul has it. That's how good an athlete, that she was.
Let me break down some of her accomplishments. Okay, I just went and Googled it. 2021 USA Basketball Female Athlete of the Year, 4-time WNBA champion, 13-time WNBA All-Star, 5 All-NBA first teams, 3 All-NBA second teams, 3 times WNBA assist leader. She was on the 10th anniversary team of the NBA, the 15th anniversary of the NBA, the 20th anniversary of the NBA, and the 25th anniversary team in the WNBA. So, 5-time Russian National League champion, 5-time Euro League champion, 2-time Euro Super Cup winner, 2-time NCAA champion, 3-time Nancy Lieberman Award, which goes to the best female basketball player in college. AP College Player of the Year in 2002, Big East Player of the Year in 2002. That's a hell of a career. That's a legendary career.
And it's a travesty how these ladies don't get paid.
Yes, right. I agree.
And I get it. I get it. I see your face just a little bit scrunched up there, DD. I get, because ratings brings in money, sponsorships bring in money. I get all of that. The United States women's team was probably obviously better than the men's team, but what has men's soccer done? All these decades since we've been alive. Hell, what have they done? And they're the ones that brought in the sponsorships. So how can find that equal footing? I guess what can NBA, what can the WNBA do?
For me, they need a better promoter. If you ain't getting people to watch it, ain't getting people in the stands, you ain't never gonna get any better. It's got to be promoted better. I think that's the only way, because most people don't even know when it's on.
Right.
For me, it's crazy that, when you think about it this way, the worst, I say worst, the least paid NBA player makes more than the highest paid WNBA player.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
Exactly.
This is also what I say too with the promoting thing, because look, the first game of the championship is the same day as Sunday. What you gonna watch? Who's gonna go watch WNBA when the first week of NFL is on?
Exactly. And I feel like they can kind of incorporate NBA stars to try to help get the word out with WNBA. I know some of them have tried to do it. Chris Paul has tried to do something. LeBron has tried to do stuff.
Yeah.
But I feel like they could possibly do somewhat of a better job in trying to help with the marketing and advertisement. Now they're not super people, so they can't do everything. But it's like I said, like we've said, some of them have tried, but they can try. The NBA itself, it don't have to be the players. The NBA itself could try to help out and do different things to do stuff like NBA 2K just came out today. They're incorporating the WNBA in that. So it's different things that I feel like they're gonna start trying to do to get the WNBA out there more. Because
I think
how many years is the WNBA been a thing now?
Oh, I'd say about 20 years.
Over 20 years.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, if Sue Bird was on the 25th anniversary team of the WNBA, so it's been at least 25.
Right. So some people don't even know it's been around that long because they just don't know. Also, shout out to Amir. Appreciate you, bro. My dog.
Hey, another thing they could do is like bring them in on the All-Star weekend for the NBA and have them compete in like the skills challenge or something.
They do.
They started that last year, I think, huh?
Yeah, they do.
No, they did that a couple years ago. They put them in the skills challenge.
Yeah, they did the
3-on-3, the layup, the free throw, the
right.
half court shot or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah,
but no, DD, you're absolutely right as far as
getting the word out.
The champion, they're in the finals, and nobody's really talking about that. And I'm gonna tell you what's even worse. The only reason people are talking about it is because Candace Parker is in the finals and she might retire. That's the only reason it's like relevant. It's like
you said Candace Parker's what?
This might be it for her.
Candace Parker not in there, is she?
No, she's not.
No,
they got
Chicago's not in the finals.
No, not the Sky.
No, it's the Suns against the Aces.
It's the Connecticut Sun against
Mark
the Aces.
Davis is making a big deal about that.
And like you said, she was talking about, she was sounding like this might be it for her. She said she didn't give a definite answer, but she did say
Seattle team
not gonna betray the game.
I follow the Seattle team because they had a lot of athletes come. Sue Bird, Brianna Stewart. That Seattle team is pretty good.
They had a lot.
But the Aces team is loaded.
Yeah,
the Aces team is loaded. I think that's my pick for the championship. That Aces team is loaded.
Yeah,
like I said, Mark Davis making a big deal because now they're making him choose like it goes to the Aces first game of the championship or it goes to the Raiders game.
And
that's
it's at the same time.
Right, it's at the exact same time.
And that's an easy choice.
I mean, does he own the Aces too?
Yes, he owns both of those.
Well, hell, your team playing in the championship, so you got to go that. So I mean,
you would think you think you have to go. I mean,
right, you better do something. But you got to show that you're supporting both of your teams. So
I want to address this comment that James Cherry just did. It's a great idea having the women play a game before the men, since the people have already been, but the seasons don't run together.
Right.
So the WNBA is in the
summertime,
as obviously the NBA is in the fall and spring. So it's a great idea if they was to adjust the schedule, run out an hour, a game before the Lakers play, whoever. And that's a great idea. It is. And that'll help the WNBA because guess what? People are in the stands and they will come watch the WNBA if you're paying 2 for 1.
Exactly.
Now, I guarantee the NBA players are not going to split that.
Right. They're not trying to share that money
with the WNBA, but
I think
you ain't got to split it, but you can do at least a 20, 80 or 90, something.
Yeah.
But
that feels kind of high schoolish though, because like back in the day in high school, the girls play before the boys.
Right. But the only problem with that is it'll take too much time to take up the floor and put down the other floor.
No, just put the city logo. Why would you change floors?
You got the Lakers and the Sparks.
Yeah, he's been going from the Lakers to the Sparks. I get
the Sparks.
You got digital.
Right. Yeah.
Digital.
That's an option. That is an option.
It can be done. It can be done, but
we live
obviously it's doubt that it will ever happen.
We live in this age of technology where they could hologram the floor if they wanted to at this point. You know what I mean?
Say trademark. Say trademark. Don't give them your ideas, sir. Don't let them take your ideas. Say trademark. Everybody, y'all heard it here first. Y'all heard who said it first. Don't try to take his idea.
Remember when Fox used to have the hockey puck all in red, like it was just zoomed everywhere, so people could. Hey, that was intriguing. After for a little bit, then it got on my nerves after a while. But
it was easy to do on TV.
They tried.
But being there live, it might be kind of difficult. But they do.
I mean, it's the same thing with the
they digitally impose the logos
in football.
Yeah, so it's possible. But like we said, the
Change
finals
is possible.
The change is possible. Let's
And
see
that's
it
a
happen.
perfect segue to you're supposed to like say something there, host. Right?
Well, I was you threw me off because I was about to say something else. But yeah, the final start Sunday is gonna be the Connecticut Sun against the Las Vegas Aces. Fleck already said he going for the Aces. I think the Aces pull it out too.
Not where I was going with this, but okay.
I understand.
I'm thinking
Like, where was I going with it?
he wants to talk some baseball.
That's why I was about to go. Look, I'm
Did,
sitting here looking.
did they not make changes today?
They did.
You got it
They did.
down
And
right
look,
in front of you.
I'm sitting there. I'm looking at the notes. I'm like, the major
That was the
league baseball.
perfect segue.
I was.
wants to talk some
All
baseball.
right, look, do it again. We'll go
Hey,
back.
you out there looking like Jalen Ramsey, man.
Oh Lord.
Speaking of change,
Speaking of change, look, I need to put my cup down. I didn't drink too much. Lord, speaking of change, the Major League Baseball, Amir, tell us about the changes, please.
yes. For people that don't think it's a big deal, a pitch clock for pitchers, 15 seconds with nobody on base, 20 seconds with somebody on base. The issue is pitchers usually take 30 to 35 seconds average to throw one pitch. Major League Baseball, minor leagues already implemented it this past season, and they cut the game down to 23 minutes average. So they tried with the minor leagues this season. They're trying to do it with the major leagues next season, and they will implement that pitch clock as well as the safety around the bases, which I don't really get. But the bases first, second, and third will go from 15 inches to 18 inches. So obviously safety first. Those of you that play softball, first base got an inside bag and an outside bag, and it looks kind of weird, but that's safety. Major League Baseball is implementing that. And one more change is not off the top of my head. Somebody help me out here.
It was the shifts, right?
Yes. The
Explain that
shift.
to me.
No defensive. So you have to have two players on each side of the bag at all times, and the infielder have to stay on the dirt. Now that one I don't agree with. That one's dumb to me. That one is dumb. That takes away from the strategy of the game. I don't agree with that. I agree with the pitch clock to move the game along. You want to be safer? Okay, bring the bag a little bit bigger.
What's
3 inches.
What's MLB?
This one time the size doesn't matter.
What's
Now,
MLB's thinking behind doing away with the shift? What's their thinking behind that?
More runs.
Yes. They can't necessarily bring steroids back, obviously, to create the long ball. But now you're looking at more runs at a game because defensive strategy takes time away from the game. Granted, it's 5 to 10 seconds to move everybody. They're trying to save time, but it's not the real reason. The real reason is exactly what Didi said. They're trying to make games high scoring, make it more fun, get people to watch where like, an opposite field hitter can finally hit opposite field, or a pull guy like a Barry Bonds used to be can pull the ball. You don't have that this season. You literally got 4 infielders sometimes. You got 3 infielders and 4 outfielders sometimes. But I believe if you're a major league player getting paid millions, why not bunt it down the third baseline or hit opposite field? You should be good enough. If you're at that level, you should be good enough.
Right. And speaking of steroids, how many are we up to with Aaron Judge?
He hit number 55.
See,
yesterday.
That's what I'm talking about.
Where are we at with the great Alberto Pujols?
695.
Yeah,
695.
695.
He's
not getting hit back still. That's one thing we have discussed.
Here for
700 watch.
Alberto.
We on a 700 watch.
And like we discussed, he's not getting the at-bats because the Cardinals are still in the playoff push. So if they were a crappy team, obviously, he would get more at-bats. He hit 695 at a pinch hit game-winning home run.
Nice.
The other day.
Against who, though? Against who, though? Who did he hit that against? He hit it against the Cubs. The Cubs are like 98 games out of first place right now. They don't care.
we understand that. But what I'm saying is he's not getting his at-bats.
No, I
The
agree.
drama
I said
is
that.
Albert Pujols is going out there trying to hit every ball out. But
Right.
he does get those at bats.
And I definitely would.
And I agree. And that was the point that I brought up when we discussed this a couple of weeks ago, that, you know, he's going to run out of at bats. They're not playing him. He's not an everyday player anymore.
Right. They
You know what I mean?
got him going against what, lefties?
But they're 7 games up, though. I believe they can implement him. They can put him in there.
They can,
You know,
they'll probably
just
do
not.
something. And speaking of, you know, first place teams or teams out of first place, shout out to the Atlanta Bravos. They what, half a game out?
Is that a Atlanta Braves and Dallas Cowboy hat?
Half a game back. So they making things happen.
Nothing but the Braves.
They not catching up to the Dodgers just yet, but you know, we still in there.
The all-star game version.
That's dope. That's dope. All right.
I had mine earlier.
Yeah,
I was like, wait a minute, I got it. No, I don't.
He's looking for what Yankee hat he have on, like he don't have them numbered and categorized.
He has like 700 of them, so I can understand how he would be confused which one he has on.
He does have them categorized.
I finally hit the milestone of having one hat a day. I got more than 365.
Oh yeah, you definitely hit that.
That's
you definitely hit that.
That's ridiculous, folks. I want to point that out. He does have a problem, and we have sought help. So, but
he's gotten us involved. I'm up to probably one. I can wear one every day for a month.
He's gotten you involved, sir. I refuse. I refuse. I promise you, I refuse. Let's talk about some college football. It was a very upsetting weekend for me, because the SEC went 13-1, all thanks to their little ridiculous LSU Tigers and Brian Kelly. But I do love the fact that college football is back. I love the fact that football is back because it's amazing. And what y'all think? I think Florida's gonna lose this week, but that's just me. I
think LSU choked.
I mean, it's LSU. Just like the Rams, it's game one. They don't have their identity yet. So
Michael Hayden, I agree with you wholeheartedly
about the
Longhorns.
The Gators losing.
I agree with you wholeheartedly.
I feel like Notre Dame is a loss away from just giving up the ship and just deciding they don't want to be a football team no more. So
is LSU on that ship with them?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I
want
them
to be on that ship. And Notre Dame looked better Saturday than LSU.
They definitely look way better. I just wanted to hear Amir say something. And as always,
well, you know, Amir is not. Yeah.
as always, I'm throwing all of the hate at the Alabama Crimson Tide, because what do they need more love for? Their fans are more they're more aggravating than Cowboys fans sometimes. So
no, well, yeah.
I said
probably right.
I
don't know if they're more aggravating. They're equals.
They're
yeah, but they at least have an excuse to be. They win.
That's true too.
You got a point. But they are related. So
yeah, well, when you can win, you can talk all the crap you want. I'm not an Alabama fan. I obviously every time somebody says Roll Tide, I cry a little. But I'm a Notre Dame fan, and I'm only participating just like the Notre Dame football team does in the playoffs. We just participate. We don't win, but we're there.
Participation trophy,
and we'll participate. And that's all I got as far as college football. But at least we won, and at least we're ranked higher than LSU. So we'll go with that. Right?
Everybody's ranked higher than LSU. I just can't wait to see.
Are they even ranked anymore?
LSU wasn't ranked to start. I can't wait to see how many teams make it to the what teams make it to the college football playoffs.
So we got Alabama and Texas, obviously. Who y'all got?
Alabama.
I think we're probably all in agreement, even though half of us don't like them
for the playoffs. Yeah, definitely.
No, I mean these are for the games that are coming up. I was gonna read off a couple of the big games that was.
Yeah, Alabama, Texas. You know what? I honestly, I talk crap, but I don't think Florida loses. That's my dark horse. I don't think they lose.
For me, Florida got tomorrow.
We got Kentucky. For me,
that's a good team.
It depends. Kentucky is not the pushover that they've been, the past 10, 15 years. They're actually a good team.
And that's why I said that.
I'm just hoping, being a Florida fan, I'm just hoping that we don't go in there with the big head, like, okay, we knocked off number 7, thinking they've arrived already. I hope they go in there still humble.
Exactly.
Like they did against Utah.
And that's why I said it the way I said it. I feel like they will go out there and win, even though people are expecting for Kentucky to make some noise.
Right. So we got number 24 Tennessee and number 17 Pitt.
Tennessee.
So let's briefly stay in the ACC with we got our boy Quad D that we switched up on him.
Quad D.
NC State.
So hold on, I know he's an NC State fan. I know, but before we get to that, the game of the week last week was NC and Appalachian State.
Hey, that was a game right there. No defense was played.
None.
So my question
in the fourth quarter.
No, that was in the same game. My question is, it had nothing to do with that game. I just wanted to throw that out there. Who wins the ACC?
What was the question?
Who wins the ACC?
I think it's gonna come down to that matchup against Clemson.
Clemson and who?
NC State. But I mean, we give them problems, so we'll see. It's gonna be good.
So North Carolina is not a team to be worried about, or even Florida State.
They're lucky they're allowed to have a football team. I keep telling people this.
Florida State, to me, they ran into an LSU team that wasn't prepared to play.
They wanted to give that game away.
Yeah, they gave that game away.
It wasn't that Florida State was just in there just bullying them.
Exactly. They weren't world beaters.
Nah, LSU was beating themselves.
And for me, I was watching that game laughing either way because I could care less who won that game. I hate LSU and FSU equally.
I like Florida State.
Well, I mean,
yeah, I know.
Really, yeah.
That's all. I'm not a big advocate for college football because I don't. It's so biased because at the end of the season, we already know Georgia and Alabama is going to be 1-2 or 1-3 or 1-4. Clemson, if they're running out, will be there. Ohio State or Michigan. Michigan looked pretty good.
So you brought that you don't like college football. DD wasn't here last week. How do you feel about? I mean, we talked about this last week. How do you feel about the 12-team playoffs now?
I've seen this when I rewatched the video. I like it. Look how many college teams there are. There's like 100 and what?
Yeah, it's
121. I think.
Yeah, exactly. And plus, now they actually give us a chance to get in because ain't nobody gonna vote for NC State to get into a damn college playoff. It's gonna be all SEC and then maybe a few outliers, and then that's it.
All SEC except for LSU because they can't get their life together this year.
And Ole Miss and Vanderbilt.
Yeah. Although Vanderbilt is 2-0, they played crap teams, but they 2-0. They're at the top of the SEC right now, so.
You got to beat the teams that's ahead of you, right?
Right.
That's how you get to that.
Yep.
That's what's on your schedule.
I will tell you,
what's on your schedule.
If LSU end up losing to Southern University tomorrow, I think Brian Kelly gets fired immediately. He's not going to even get off the field. They probably go feed him to Mike the Tiger.
Did you say Brian Kelly's going to get fired? Is that what you just said?
He going to lose his job as fast as he lost that accent.
If they lose to Southern University
tomorrow. He ain't going nowhere. He's safe.
I saw that hype video. It's the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life.
The one with him dancing? Yeah.
I was like, what's happening right here? I don't understand what's going on. But it was the dumbest thing ever. But
speaking of dumbest thing ever, the Ravens not giving Lamar a contract.
Hold on, Jimmy. You see how he? But that perfect transition there.
But that wasn't the right transition though.
Well, yes, it was.
It wasn't because they have another dumbest thing that just happened too. But we'll go with that one.
Okay.
But I do see the transition. Yes.
I think the real question is why is Lamar Jackson even suiting up to play?
Exactly.
My question is, how much is this Lamar Jackson saying no to the contracts that they offer him and not what they offering him?
I think it's the guarantee portion. That's the issue.
It is. It's the
Is
guarantee.
it, or is he trying to get his way out of there?
No, he wants to stay.
Because they'll franchise him before they let him go anyway.
Right. It's the guarantee money that they can't agree on. And I mean,
Deshaun Watson messed that up for a lot of people because nobody else is going to get that fully guaranteed contract.
to not even play.
Nobody. I don't see anybody else getting a fully guaranteed NFL contract.
Somebody say they know they have a starter behind them. So if they have a starter behind him, does he sit until they decide? Because they already said they're not going to talk again until next season.
He's going to try to play and get more money.
That was Lamar's decision. He said after today, if I don't have a contract, we're not talking contract the rest of the year. So that was Lamar's decision. He's betting on himself.
But if they walk up next week and give him exactly what he was asking for, he's gonna take it. He's gonna sign it.
Yeah, I'm sure
you're probably right, but
he just say he's not talking until next offseason. Now, if they
got to talk to him to walk up, hand him his check.
Now,
you're right.
And now, if they talk to him, that's different. He said he's not gonna, negotiate.
Exactly. He focused.
So I guess he's like, okay, my number.
Right.
Anytime during the season, if you want to meet my number, I'll sign it.
Exactly.
But I'm not talking to you anymore about it.
Right. And he's doing the smart thing. He's going out there, he's focusing on football and showing that y'all need to pay me because this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm bringing to y'all.
Well, Amir said something too. Said, why is he even playing? This is my thing. He's gonna go out there and say, okay, he's gonna go out there and try and ball out and have another MVP season and get more money out of it.
Right.
He's betting on himself.
He's playing.
Nah. Because why is Aaron Judge playing?
He betting on himself.
You know what I mean? He's betting on himself, right? And Aaron Judge won.
He definitely won.
Has he won?
Sheesh. Yeah. The only thing that you hope is he don't get hurt. And
the thing with Aaron Judge is I thought he was stupid for turning down a timeout. I'm like, well, guess not.
That's the big thing in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? That the injury risk is so much greater than these other sports. Will we see, you know what I'm saying, the Lamar that just didn't care throwing his body around? Will we see that, or is he gonna slide where he would have, you know what I'm saying, took a hit?
I think he's trying to get out of there. I think he's trying to leave Baltimore.
But is Baltimore trying to leave him? That's the thing. Like,
I saw the comments that it's possible that Baltimore, and I'm gonna try to quote it here, Baltimore is fully aware of the high risk injury to Lamar Jackson. He is, I'm not gonna say he's injury prone, but the way he plays is high level of
high risk of injury. Yeah.
Yeah. There we go. And then the backup is Huntley, is not Brett Hundley, right?
Hundley.
Which is a good backup. That dude is bald.
I seen this the other day too. If he don't sign a contract this year, they already picked up his 5th-year option. Then they can franchise him 2 more years. They don't work something out. That's 3 years. I think it was $100
fully guaranteed money.
Fully guaranteed.
Right.
So give the man what he
guaranteed.
Yeah. So as of right now, he fighting for what he believes in. He fighting for his money, and let's see if he get it. And speaking of fights,
it's Tyler Huntley, not Brett Hundley.
That's what I'm saying.
Brett Hundley, that was one of the Green Bay quarterbacks back up for a while, right?
Don't really matter. Speaking of fighting, though, UFC 279. Fleck, what's going on with that?
Do what? the UFC drama?
Yes.
Oh, it's on par with what's going on in AEW. I don't know. It's just a lot of behind the scenes drama going on right now. Like, they had to keep camps apart, canceling press conferences because this camp is trying to get into it with this camp, and they're not even fighting each other. Like, I don't know. Amir's the UFC aficionado.
So Amir, what's going on? What's going on with Nate Diaz?
I see how you transition there. We're working on it.
Like that. We're working it every week. We're working on something different.
So, okay, the drama started with Nate Diaz. Nate Diaz and drama goes hand in hand. Everybody, you don't even have to be a UFC aficionado to know Nate Diaz brings the drama. He's the only guy that goes on a piss test with a joint in his mouth. That's who he is. Now, this is Nate Diaz's last fight on his UFC contract. obviously there's other leagues that'll throw him $5-10 million a fight because Nate Diaz is a name. Okay, so with that being said, I think Dana White was being petty. This was a couple months ago when he signed this particular fight with Kismet Kamea. That dude is undefeated. Like, it's like Drago versus Creed. And he's capable of literally killing Diaz. So what did Dana White do? He signed the fight. Since it's his last fight, he's setting him out with an ass whooping. But what happened this past week is Kamea and Holland, Kevin Holland, Tom Holland is Spider-Man, Kevin Holland's camp, they started getting into it. Now, I believe Kamea purposely came in overweight. He was 8 pounds, 7.5 pounds to be exact, overweight to date. So he can't fight Diaz. They're not the same weight, not even a catch weight fight. So it's not for the title. So legally, he can't even fight Diaz. So what did the UFC do? They changed the card literally a couple hours ago. Nate Diaz will not fight Tony Ferguson, which that fight should have happened years ago. Neither one of them is in their prime, but they both should have fought in their prime. It's kind of like when Mayweather fought Pacquiao after the fact. It wasn't, if they both would have fought in their prime, it would have been a lot better fight. So you're going to see a lot of running around, a couple of Stockton slaps, and I'm going to make it quick here because we are going to talk about the AFC West. The drama killed the card this weekend. And the only reason they're going to sell this fight is for the drama, if you catch my drift.
Right.
So there's no championship at stake. Nobody's fighting for titles. But will Nate Stockton fight, Nate Diaz, sorry. Will he even fight? The kid doesn't care. He just trying to write out his contract so he can do what he has to do anywhere else. Tony Ferguson is trying to get back in the championship scene, so he'll bring the fight. Kevin Holland, if you ain't seen him fight, he is definitely an entertainer. The kid can fight. He's not an elite fighter, but he'll bring the fight and he'll talk crap to Kamea while he's fighting. He is definitely an entertainer.
Right. And what they fighting at?
In Vegas.
Speaking of, we got a Raiders fan right here. So let's jump right into the AFC West.
I like what you did there.
It's about time. He caught on. He caught on.
He practiced at his head about
the whole
5
show,
times.
but he got the
entire show. I was waiting the whole show just to set that one particular transition up. DD, how do you see the AFC West playing out? First, let's talk about your team, and then we'll talk about, because I know I came on and I talk a whole lot about the Raiders. Talk about how I don't like them, how I think they trash and they going down. That's my opinion.
You talked a whole lot about the 49ers too.
Go ahead, DD.
This is not the Titans' time, sir.
DD, this is DD's time. DD, talk about your Raiders.
Whew. I mean, I'm excited more than I have ever been. This is what I've been waiting for. We finally got a coach, because I believe in McDaniels, because he left New England for a reason. This is perfect situation for him with the personnel. Then they bring in Devontae Adams, him and Derek Carr, best friends, have been trying to do this forever. They've been working together in all seasons every year. You still got Waller, you still got Renfro, Jacobs is still there. The offensive line, yeah, it's a problem, but we actually got an offensive line coach now instead of Tom Cable. I don't even know how that dude still had a job as an offensive line. But I think our biggest upgrade is the coaching. We actually got coaches from this decade. When he's trying to run a 90s offense and a defense, I do feel sorry for the Colts because they got our old defensive coordinator, and he's going to be in that same. He ain't going to change nothing. He's going to run the same defense all game.
Fleck love it though. Fleck love it. Let me ask you this question, DD. What's the likelihood you see of the Raiders signing later in the season in Odell Beckham?
I don't see him.
Why do they need him?
We really don't.
I mean, just saying.
So
you wouldn't want to add money to the pot if you could?
For what?
Where would you play him?
Play him in the slot.
We got Renfro.
Where are you gonna put Renfro? Yeah.
You got 3 receivers out there with a tight end.
What we need 3 receivers for?
You know he's not gonna
number 2 receiver.
That's what I'm saying. Who's number 2 receiver?
Waller.
Yeah.
I thought he was a tight end.
He
We're
is.
talking about number 2 receiver lining
That's
up.
what I'm talking about.
But he can line up every like.
I get what you're saying, but I'm just saying 3 receivers and a tight end. That's where I'm coming from. 3 receivers and a tight end. So if you put 3 receivers and a tight end, you can have him in one of those receiver spots, right?
If we had 2 receivers, if we had 2 receivers set, Renfro gonna be the second receiver.
Well, yeah.
And DD, this is your team, but correct me if I'm wrong. Like, why would you go out and invest in a luxury like an Odell Beckham when he just said that their offensive line might be an issue? When you try to fix that before you go out and get luxuries? No, I'm talking to DD.
Okay.
Apparently, the coaching staff, they've been watching this. I mean, you see they cut Leatherwood, so they see this in practice. I mean, we already went against the Patriots in practice. They said the offensive line was holding up and doing good. I mean, every it's going to be sacks. There's going to be schemes that's going to get you, but again, we got coaches now that know how to coach.
So you've done a lot of talking about how good that offense can be. I ain't heard you say anything about the defense. Talk to me.
That defense was number 1 in the preseason, so that's already an upgrade. That's another thing. Look how many penalties we had in the preseason, like 5 the whole preseason for 4 games. So that's another issue because we've been known for having penalties, always leading the league. So if McDaniels got that cleaned up, that's already a plus too. The defense looks good. We got a bunch of young players that's just trying to make it, so they're hungry. They're gonna be flying around the ball. We got 2 undrafted free agents that we picked up, Masterson and what's his other name? There's 2 linebackers, and I was hoping they made the team, and they did over veterans.
Let me talk to Dustin Davis, the man, not the fanatic.
All right.
With this question anyway. You can go back to be the fanatic after this question.
All right.
How worried are you with the stacked division? The man now, you was quick to say no. I'm talking to the man now.
All right, I'm going to be honest. The Chargers, on paper, they win the Super Bowl every year in the offseason. But everybody's all big on Herbert, and I don't understand why, because
I agree.
Last year, all right, look, last year, the last game of the season, who had a better team? The Chargers. Everybody expected the Chargers walk in there and just beat us. And who won the game? Nobody gives Derek Carr any love, and that's cool. I love Derek Carr because when it comes down to crunch time, that man wins.
He's definitely underrated.
I will go on record on this show as saying that Derek Carr is underrated, and I will give him a hard time every chance I get. But he is underrated. I like Derek.
He is underrated. He's one of the better quarterbacks that you don't talk about. He's definitely underrated.
Yeah,
he's like Matt Stafford was in Detroit. Matt Stafford went to the Rams, and but that's another thing too. Earlier, the Rams, they had to make a lot of mid-season additions to get where they was going.
Mm-hmm.
But getting back to my question, though.
All right, go ahead.
And this is same question, but the next appendix, as they say. Is Derek Carr better than Russell Wilson, Patrick Mahomes, or Justin Herbert? Honestly,
I'll take him.
Like as great as he is, he is underrated. I agree with you. I like Derek Carr as a quarterback, but I'm going back to the stacked division. Is he better than the other 3 quarterbacks?
Yeah, he's a leader. Look. All right, I'm gonna say this. Everybody gonna laugh at me and call me a fanatic, especially you, Amir. But look at last year. Put them other 3 quarterbacks in the exact same situation Carr was in. They make the playoffs on that Raiders team with no receivers, no coach, no defense. Do they carry them into the playoffs?
Mahomes maybe.
But Mahomes, I was about to say Mahomes.
See, I'm not sold on Mahomes either because he only runs about 10% of our offense. The rest of the time, he's running around like a chicken with his head cut off and just throw something up.
And it works.
Guess what? That chicken has done me
right.
multiple.
It does work.
It
worked when it had Tyreek Hill that everybody was scared was going to run past him and did. Because go back to that Buffalo game in the playoffs last year. Anybody else catches that pass, he don't run it in for the touchdown.
Well,
we can only go off what we saw, though.
I know, but it's a total. But see, that's the other thing with the Chiefs this year too. They regressed when everybody else went forward. And then in the draft, they drafted for needs. They needed a pass rusher, they needed a corner, and they drafted rookies in the first round to replace the ones that left. If you happen to do that, that's you taking a step back, relying on rookies for that.
Right.
And then they lost Tyreek, which is a big loss. I think that's really gonna hurt.
I don't think Juju is gonna be the replacement that they think he gonna be.
And Valdez-Scantling, if he catches the ball, which is his problem.
And they've already said that, you know what I'm saying, and this was out of Mahomes' mouth, which, you know, take it as a grain of salt or whatever. He's not going to have a number one receiver. He said he's going to spread it around. Whoever's open is going to get the ball. Whoever's the hot hand.
He's always, everybody knows Kelsey was the number one receiver.
But now you can double Kelsey. So who's going to win one-on-one?
And that was my thing. Like, now you can focus more attention on Kelsey.
Still don't have a running game.
Not have to worry about a Tyreek Hill taking the top off.
Right.
But go back to the playoffs against the Bengals. Look at what happened when Patrick Mahomes and in the Super Bowl when they lost to the Bucs. When he tries to run an offense, he looks terrible. That's when they let the Bengals come back on him because he was trying to run the offense instead of playing the way he plays. Oh, I'm just going to run the offense now and we're going to win the game. And then what happened? The Bengals came back and won and went to the Super Bowl.
I tell you what, I'll take any of those 4 quarterbacks over the one I got. Just go put that out there.
True statement. That's a true statement.
I mean,
now one team that we haven't discussed is how, because this is an AFC West preview. How good can the Denver Broncos be with Russell Wilson?
They got a brand new coach. The offensive line still trash. They lost their defensive coordinator. I think they're gonna have problems.
I think they're
you just said the exact same thing for the Raiders. Brand new coach, brand new offensive line. But you said exact same thing for the Raiders.
But what is our coach done as a coordinator? He's one of these.
Okay, he had Tom Brady for a majority of his career. If we really want to,
he also had Mac Jones last year too.
Well, I mean,
he did good. Hackett. Yes, I give you that. Jones overachieved. The Patriots overachieved last year. I'll give you that. I will give you that. But I think we're downplaying, again, back to my original question, this stacked division. Why are we not talking about the division as a whole?
But look, we get
balled out where they are.
Do what?
Okay, how many teams make the playoffs in the division?
Balled out where they are with Aaron Rodgers. So, I mean, he knows what it takes to if nothing else, coddle a superstar quarterback. He's a superstar quarterback. I mean, if nothing else.
But yeah,
Q said that Carr will be 1 or 2 in any other AFC division.
I agree.
Again, and who was leading the NFL last year in passing yards up until John Gruden got fired? Derek Carr.
I like Carr personally. I like Carr.
All right, so
like I said, I don't think he gets enough.
We're not knocking. Trust me, we're not knocking Carr.
Yeah.
We're not even knocking the Raiders. I'm not.
That AFC West is extremely on paper. That AFC West is extremely stacked this year.
Right, and that's
agree, and that's why I have trouble because every team in that division can go with 10 plus wins.
Exactly,
and that's where I was about to go.
Yeah,
like what do you see? How do you see the AFC West panning out? Because we haven't talked about any of the other teams really. We talked about the Raiders and Amir touched on the Broncos. What's going on with the Chiefs? We kind of talked about the Chiefs. They lost a bunch of people. They lost defense. Who the other team over there?
They lost Tyrann Mathieu too. They hard on defense.
Yeah.
So I mean, they lost a bunch of key people that people just think you're gonna replace them with. Nah, I don't see it. Right. I think they're gonna struggle. And they were struggling last year at the beginning of the season.
They were. And
the Chargers to me, where they got better on defense. Yes, J.C. Jackson is hurt right now, but I mean, when he's healthy, that dude
a problem.
He's a beast at corner. They're hoping Khalil Mack rediscovers some of that Raiders fire that he had that he lost.
That one hurts. That one hurts.
Right. Then,
like that team, they still got Joey Bosa. Derwin James just signed a big contract.
You got Leatherwood off that trade, right?
That defense is nice.
Hey, look, all them picks was terrible. John Gruden needs to be never allowed near a football team again for all 5 of them first round picks.
I feel like,
and I don't think he will. I don't think we see John Gruden as a head coach in the NFL at least ever again. And that's my bold statement or whatever you want to call it. I don't think John Gruden will ever coach in the NFL again.
Yeah, I don't see that happening.
Never say never.
Well, I mean, that's like I said, that's my bold statement.
I agree with you. Yeah. I agree with you, but I just know how things are. Just never say never, you know.
Right. You know, some people have real short memories when it comes to stuff like that. So,
but my thing with the Chargers is how many games is the coach gonna lose them going for dumb fourth down?
He on the hot seat this year, ain't he?
He should be after I
don't think he is.
He's not. I don't think. I think they give him another year or two.
I don't think he's on the hot seat.
I mean,
he can't keep costing the team games by going for it on fourth down in your own area and then just turn the ball over. You can't do that.
For the same reason, John Harbaugh got to start going for 2 just because he feels like it, and he got the best kick in the game.
Yeah, I don't understand that one either.
Right.
So 1 through 4, how do we see that AFC West shaking out?
We'll go with you first, DD.
I don't tell any one of them can win that division.
And I agree.
That's the problem. Any one of them can win that division. It's going to be who puts it all together. Is Justin Herbert really going to be the Justin Herbert everybody wants him to be and lead the team, or he going to keep being the one that's that close? If our defense is better, even in the top 15, 20, I give it to us. And I want to see how that defense is going to play. Because we actually got a defensive coordinator playing game plans and we'll change it up. But the one we had last year in the Colts got, he will not deviate from his game plan at all. And it was terrible. He was going single high safety against the Chiefs when everybody else is doing 2 safeties. And that's the reason why we lost the games.
Who is your defensive coordinator this year?
Patrick Graham.
Patrick Graham.
Came from the Giants and the Patriots.
All right. Well, you still haven't given us a 1 through 4, sir.
We're gonna win. We'll win it this year. Surprise everybody and shock the world. And then I'll say the Chargers, Chiefs, and Broncos.
Chargers, Chiefs.
All right. Y'all out there in Facebook and YouTube world, y'all let us know too. Amir, who you got 1 through 4?
One thing I will agree with you, Didi, is I believe the Chiefs did regress. I think there's the one team that didn't get better. The Raiders didn't do much, but you bring in Devontae Adams. Obviously, that's you don't have to do anything else.
You don't have to do much.
Yeah. So I give them that much. The Chargers did get better on the defensive side. Obviously, that's where they needed to be. And the Broncos bringing Russell Wilson is huge. Now that I got all that out the way, I still believe the division runs through the Chiefs. I think with the veteran quarterback and the coaching of Big Boy, I'm drawing a loss.
Andy Reid.
There we go. Reid, whose son pled guilty, by the way, to that awesome accident that he did when he was high as hell. He pled guilty a couple of days ago. I still gotta give it to the Chiefs. Obviously, until they're beaten, you have to go with who's been on top. Losing Tyreek Hill is a big deal. It is. So they got a lot more questions than answers, but I think they're going to be at the top. I got the Chargers next, Raiders and Broncos.
All right.
It's a defense for me with the Raiders. I love Max Crosby. I like Jonathan Abrams. But outside of that, who can we name that's just a face for the Raiders? You know what I'm saying?
Chandler Jones.
Yeah.
Denzel Perryman.
No, you're pushing it now.
I forgot they went and got.
He made a Pro Bowl last year.
I forgot they went and got Chandler Jones.
Chandler Jones is he? Which Chandler Jones we going to get though? That's a big question.
Oh no, he had like 5 sacks by himself against the Titans. So I mean,
everybody sacks on the Titans.
No, don't do that.
Except the 49ers. We don't
do that. They are still talking about trying to bring in Ndamukong Suh too at defensive tackle. You put them three on the front line. That's nasty.
I'm gonna consider a cheater. But all right. Well, before you give yours, Fleck, I'm gonna go ahead and do mine.
Okay.
Save the best for last, as it were.
My heart's filled with so much love right now.
I'm gonna say first of all, Corey Graves is on SmackDown. I'm gonna go with the Chargers winning it by a very thin margin. I'm gonna say by one game over the Raiders. So it's gonna be Chargers and Raiders 1 and 2. Chiefs with their regression is probably gonna fall a little bit lower than they want to have fallen at this point. And you know, they got Russell Wilson and everything, but he does have some tools there. He got some people there in Denver with him.
They can't stay healthy.
They have some pieces, but like you said, all of them can't stay healthy like they need to do. So I feel like they're gonna be bringing up the rear. Now it's gonna be one of those situations where, you know, it's teams that's over 500, but they still not making the playoffs simply because of the division that they're in. I'm not saying that none of the teams will be under 500 in the AFC West, but that's how I see it coming down. Fleck, what say you?
All right. So before I give mine, I want to read some of the comments because we've been ignoring our audience.
I've been trying to read them, but they've been doing a lot.
Q said the Broncos can only be better than last year. They can make a wild card. The AFC could have all. I'm assuming he means the AFC West could have all 4 teams in the playoffs. I don't see that happening.
I don't understand how that could happen.
Washington would hire him. He plays right into the work environment. I'm assuming he was talking about Gruden there.
Yep.
Q, his predictions was Chargers, Chiefs, Raiders, Broncos. Michael Hayden is Michael Hayden. What is your team, Michael Hayden? Because he was riding with somebody earlier. Now he's saying the Chiefs disrespect is real. So I'm just wondering who his team is.
He live in Kansas, I do believe.
Okay, so he said the Chiefs disrespect is real. I don't even like the Chiefs, so that's not his team. But they win the division. The Chiefs quarterback is the best in the league. They win the division, unlike the other teams. They replace what they lost. I'm assuming he meant the Chiefs. Chiefs 2 through 4 is a toss-up. Exactly. Raiders offense will be fine. Their defense is the questionable aspect. Rolling my eyes. Michael Hayden. I got a bill saying the Chiefs win the division.
Yeah, so see, he in Kansas. I don't want to say he a Dallas fan.
He just said he don't even like the Chiefs, so
yeah,
he's not a Chiefs fan. So I don't know. Who's your team, Michael Hayden? We'll put that out there. Okay, so my prediction. Like we all said, and Amir has said it time and time again, the team that doesn't get better is probably not going to do better. So I'm going to start at the bottom and work my way back up. I think the Chiefs finish in 4th, and that's not a knock on the Chiefs. That's not a knock on the Chiefs.
I started to go there.
That's how great this AFC West is stacked, man. Mm-hmm. This is like, for me, this division is going to be one of the tighter divisions, you know, that tighter races that we've seen in quite some time. I think the difference between 1 and 4 might only be 1 or 2 games. So it's not going to be like, you know, this team is blowing this team out the water. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a tight race. And I wouldn't be surprised if any of the 4 teams win it. But I have to give a prediction as, you know, as a host on the show. I have to give a prediction on how I see it work finishing out. So Chiefs at the bottom at 4. At 3, they did a lot to fix their offense, bringing in, you know, the quarterback that was formerly in Seattle and is now playing in Denver. They got some receivers. They got a couple of running backs that, you know, can start on any team in the league. But the question mark for me with them is, what is that defense going to do? Patrick Surtain is a great corner, and I think he's going to be a great corner. But Denver, that's my number 3 team. Then we get to the top of the heap. You know, I've known you, you know, 20 plus years. You've been my brother, man. Like there was times when My mom would call me in Hawaii, and he would answer the phone, and she couldn't tell the difference between the two of us. But I don't think the Raiders will win in the division, sir. I think they're going to finish number 2. That's not and again, this is not a knock on any of the teams in this division. It's just that's how tight I think it's going to be. I think the Chargers obviously win the division. They got better on defense, and for me, that's like the biggest thing. Like this, you're going to have to play some defense at some point in this division. You got 4 quarterbacks that can go out and win games by themselves. Mm-hmm. You got to play some defense at some point. And to me, I think the Chargers have the best defense in that division. I'm not even going to talk about the offenses anymore. I think the Chargers are going to have the best defense in that division. So for me, Chargers, Raiders, Broncos, Chiefs.
I got a question.
Go ahead.
So the Chargers and Raiders play this first game this week. They're going to change y'all's outlook if the Raiders beat the Chargers?
No, because for me, like I said, week 1, I'm not doing any overreactions. I'm not doing any overreactions off of week 1. So my predictions are going to stay the same until they're not.
The only people who change their predictions after week 1 is Cowboys fans, because once they win the first game, we going to the Super Bowl.
Well, they say that as soon as they lose the last game the previous season, that they're going to the Super Bowl next year.
Well, I mean, they're not winning the first game either way because they're playing the Bucks, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, so if they beat the Bucks, they definitely we going to the Super Bowl. We gonna beat the Bills. You know them. That's how they gonna be. And Hayden said he is a Cowboys fan. So
this is what I wanted to see. Q, and we need to do this also, but Q, AFC East, Bills, AFC North, Ravens, South, Colts, AFC West, Chargers, wild cards, he's got the Chiefs, Titans, and Raiders. AFC wise, let's build off of that.
You want to do that? You want to do that now?
I mean, why not? I mean, this is the last preview show that we got, so why not?
So we doing AFC and NFC?
I think you hit it perfect on the head. I think the only wild card there might be the Titans. I don't. And I'm willing to agree with the South don't get 2 teams.
And I'm willing to agree with you. I
really believe
the only thing
unless
is
the West murder each other, they'll get the 3 teams.
Because he's got 3 West teams.
He already got 3 West teams in there.
He's got the Chargers, Chiefs, and Raiders. So if you take out a South team, who do you replace them with?
Bengals.
Duh.
Bengals.
Where the hell are the Bengals?
Or for me,
it wasn't even in there. I immediately noticed that.
I was about to get to that too. But for me, AFC East, I'm giving it to the Bills. AFC North, I'm giving it to the Bengals.
I am too.
I'm giving it to the Bengals
in the North.
South, going with the Titans. West, like I said earlier, Chargers. Wild cards, I'll go Ravens, Raiders, Colts.
So you ain't got the Chiefs making it. What you did have
I just got to see what life after Tyreek looks like.
I agree.
I think
it's going to be completely different.
And then they did nothing on defense.
They did nothing but lose on defense.
So I got to see what life after Tyreek looks like. I mean, I'm not saying that I'm right. Obviously I'm not saying I'm right.
Yeah,
I'm definitely going to enjoy watching
the Eagles without T.O. and how they always struggled on offense, but they had a running game, and the Chiefs don't have a running game.
And that's my thing. Like,
they got Jerick McKinnon, who
they still got CEH, but that dude, you don't know what you're getting with him.
Right.
Ronald Jones, they brought him in.
And then they got Ronald Jones.
So we'll see what it is. I'm not making no picks. I'm gonna refrain from making those picks because I'm ready to see what everybody's gonna do. So I'm just waiting and ready to see how the season about to shake out, and I can't wait for as crazy as it sounds. I can't wait for September 11th to get here.
Hayden talking about Patrick Mahomes gonna spread the ball around and pick everybody apart. When's he ever done that? We've been waiting on
He's gonna have
Mikael
no
Hardman
choice.
for like 3 years now to jump out because he had Tyreek and Kelsey there, and he ain't never.
But he has no other choice but to spread it around now. Because you
I
don't
think
know
he's gonna
who's
struggle. I
gonna be
think he's
number
gonna
one
hold on to the ball too long and get sacked and run around.
Also,
Like
didn't their offensive line get a little bit worse because they lost both of their tackles?
Nah, they still got Orlando Brown, but he ain't happy because they signed him as a franchise tag and didn't work out no deal.
No, I thought he got a deal.
Nah, they
Orlando
franchise
Brown
tagged
didn't
him and
get a
didn't
deal?
work nothing out.
I thought they
They
I thought
franchise
Orlando-
tagged him
I
at the
mean,
deadline.
You
He
could
did
very
not
well
get a
be
new
right. I
deal.
thought he got a deal.
No, he did not get a deal.
I thought they had lost both of their tackles or something like that and didn't resign.
No, I know Orlando Brown. Are you gay? What?
That's somebody
What the
on
hell is that?
that's somebody on
Yeah,
YouTube.
that's YouTube. We've been getting spammed on YouTube.
Getting spammed on YouTube. I don't know
I'm like, wait a minute,
who
what
this
is
person
that?
Go back into your little hole, Mr. Ali guy. But
I just blocked them.
thank you,
I
sir.
just blocked them.
You're amazing. We appreciate you. I'm gonna give a shout out to Amir for playing poker and killing people as always, because that's what he do.
JPP said Gators in the back.
That's what you pointed at. Because you didn't point at Tennessee. You pointed at the Gators when you said
Tennessee's right here.
Tennessee right next to it.
Ooh, it's
I know,
He
but
did point toward the Gators.
You pointed at Florida.
I pointed like that.
You was like,
I mean, I got him behind my all sport because I want to show off the merch.
no, but no, we get what you're saying, but we just telling you where your hand was. The gator was about to eat you. That's where your hand was. It was in the gator. But anyway, the season starts on Sunday. Well, the season started yesterday, but everybody else's team gets to start playing on Sunday. We can't wait to see what happens. We don't have our shameless plug for the alcohol tonight while we're trying to get our sponsorship up. Oh, there it is. Look at that. Ciroc Passion. Give it up to Ciroc. Diddy. Hey, we want our money.
Tell Diddy to holler at us.
Diddy, come holler at us. Because that passion is where it's at. Is legit. And I feel like our special guest went to get some liquors too. There it is right there.
Boy, if you would have brought, hey, look, I thought you ran back there to get a bottle of SoCo.
Oh boy, they something in there. Don't worry.
That boy would have got
It's in the
SoCo.
freezer. It's
That's
chilled.
an inside. That's some inside joke right there. SoCo is some inside joke.
Don't do that to nothing.
Go get you some
SoCo and Mountain Dew.
bourbon whiskey.
Oh, somebody went got the pure white.
Yo, we gonna talk after we get off camera.
I'm not leaving off camera going getting up, but I want y'all to know if you like cognac and you want a smooth cognac, try Lacer. It's a honey cognac and it is quite simply amazing and spectacular. We will talk to them about some sponsorship there. Huh? They're down here in Louisiana. We gonna give y'all some shots of it so y'all know what it's hitting for. And it is amazing.
Somebody owe me a bottle.
Davis, why don't you send him his bottle so he can stop asking about this bottle of liquor?
I'm talking about you, sir.
Yeah, I'm talking about you, sir.
Who are you pointing at? That's me?
Yeah, you right above him.
On my screen, you're above me. So
Hey, you right above him on my screen too.
Is that where I am?
So on my screen, you're above me.
Get out the way. Get out the way. No. You don't know what's in your mailbox, sir. It could be there. It's not. Don't
Anthrax.
Don't even have me looking for it.
It's not there. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Get on. Let's talk sports. I'll be an hour late. You late, sir?
JPP, we about to go, bro. We just kind of.
And we told him this
doing some
last.
filling right now. Every week he come up in here at 7:18 talking about, hey, y'all talking sports? No, we're done. Everybody else is
talking
gone.
for the last hour and 18 minutes now.
Right. At this point, we all just kind of drunk and we're done. But
I ain't started yet, but I'm about to.
I ain't drunk yet.
Hey, I'm about to go. Oof. I'm not all right.
But when we go off camera, I got to talk to that guy. Wait a minute. That guy. Wait. Amir.
The guy over there. This one. That guy right there.
Okay.
All right.
This.
Talk to that guy. All right.
Yeah.
Look,
what DD's doing.
We appreciate
y'all.
Brady bunch. We appreciate y'all showing up with us tonight. Remember, as always, some like football, basketball, and baseball, while others like boxing, volleyball.
Michael Hayden said, "Who wins Sunday night? Who's Sunday night game? Tampa Bay and Dallas.
Tampa Bay.
I got Tampa.
I thought we said
Dallas
that
is gonna
already.
suck this year. Y'all remember what Dak Prescott looked like before Amari Cooper? That's what he's gonna go back looking like, 200 yards a game. And Ezekiel's about 5,000 years old, so I don't know what they're gonna do.
And he carries a purse.
That part.
And he wears cut off t-shirt.
With his belly showing.
Come on, what a belly button ring? How you have a belly button ring when you got an Audi?
I think he's down to a 2-pack now instead of a 6-pack like he had when he came out.
That's terrible.
So we're not going to discuss Tom Brady not currently having a happy wife.
But is that real?
Hey, we don't get in domestic disputes.
Hey,
We're not a
Is that
dispute.
real news?
I mean,
Yeah,
that's
she's
real
living
news.
out the country right now.
Well, no, she's
on vacation.
She's back in Florida, but she's not at
They're not
their
living
Tampa
together.
estate. She's at a
That's not
different
living
house.
together.
She
Yeah, she
came
got
back
mad.
for the children so they can go to school. But she's
Look,
mad because he retired and came
Rob
back
pulling
out of retirement.
JPP showing up now, talking about let's talk.
Yeah, we already. Yeah, he does that every week.
Nah,
You're right,
Rob is
you're right,
doing
Quincy.
Rob
Go
did it.
Dodgers. John Carter, Cowboys upset. Yeah, they are. Because Dak Prescott, his little hip jerks ain't gonna do nothing.
Oh yeah, how many?
Oh, wait, no, he's saying the
penalties
Cowboys go up.
had
Oh
in
wow,
one game?
and that's
16?
shocking to see Q. Well, I mean, no, Q's a Cowboys fan, but he also keeps it real.
They had what, 16 penalties in that one game?
The Cowboys lead the league in penalties. So, and it was just the preseason, but they tripping. They very undisciplined. You're right. But yeah, I think the Bucks take it, and it's gonna be a great season. Let's get ready for it. As I was saying, some like football, baseball, and basketball, while others like boxing, volleyball, and NASCAR. But here, all sports matter. Good night, everybody.